It's a lot harder and louder. I mean, I wanted to do something that was very different for me, and obviously that stems from the writing of the songs, so I deliberately put into the drum machines, for instance, which is always the first thing I do, something I couldn't, you know, if you've got the tempo that's driving along, you know, and going like the Clappers, you can't write a sort of dreamy thing behind it. So I tended to try and put some up stuff in the drum machines, just to sort of make me write different stuff. And songs like Sussudio and Who Said I Would, and Only You Know and I Know. Let me think. Don't Lose My Number. Things like that are all much more up stuff than I've ever done before. There's things like Sussudio, for instance, which has no meaning at all. It was just a word that I invented. I mean, I didn't even invent. I just opened my mouth and sang it because it worked with the rhythm and the melody of the song. And then, of course, when I tried to write the words for it, I had to write something that meant something. So I sort of Sussudio. Yeah. Okay, well, no, what can I use? And I went ages trying to find a word that would replace Sussudio. Eventually backed off and just said, listen, okay, it's Sussudio. Now, okay, if it's going to be that, what does that mean? And then I arrived at maybe it could be a girl's name. And we've had strange descriptions of what it means. I mean, various disc jockeys have thought it's a Japanese bloke with a stutter. All kinds of strange things. I can't say the word studio. I mean, it's one of those things. It just doesn't mean anything, but I've had to make it mean be a girl's name because I get asked the question all the time.
I'm surprised you're revealing the real truth.
Oh, yes, I always come clean. Come clean Phil, they call me. It's a fair cop.
One More Night is another sad song as well. Any story behind that?
Well, not really. The idea of the song is that, as I'm sure many people have, you know, been through the experience of when you date a girl and you get on very well, and then suddenly, you know, you see her out with somebody else, and you just know that if you just had that one, you know, to explain or to show her that you were the right man for the gig, you know, I mean, just one more night would put everything straight, and that's really what the song's about, you know, sitting by the telephone and not wondering, not knowing whether you should call in case somebody else picks the phone up and all that kind of stuff.
How do you determine what songs will go to Genesis and what songs to your own album?
I would basically give anything, you know, that I wanted to. I mean, anything that was around, I would donate to the group, you know. But really, in the last couple of years, I mean, with the last Genesis album, we've just done, we've just sort of kept all the songs we've written individually and finished individually. We've kept them to ourselves because we realised that the main reason for having a group is to do it together.
Of course, though, what the world really wants to know is the meaning of your new album title, No Jacket Required.
Well, it comes from years of spending vast sums of money in hotels for very nice rooms, mind you, but vast sums of money, and then not being considered adequate enough or fully dressed enough to go and eat in the restaurant or the bar. Because quite often, you know, you spend $200 a night in New York for a hotel room, and they'll gladly take your money, but they won't let you go and have a drink in the bar unless you've got the correct jacket. I mean, I could walk in a jacket like this, say, and get a drink, and yet if I went in to the bar with a sort of £400 leather jacket, I would not get a look in at all. And it's happened to me on Robert Plant's tour a couple of times, and it's happened all over the world, all over the time. So get it straight, hotel managers.
Is success as a superstar really as good as playing in a band in a pub?
Well, I like to sort of try and do everything, as you've probably gathered by now. So really, I like to try and always see the whites of their eyes, you know. So like when we go and do a concert.